For a healthier meatball, we're nixing the ground beef and we're using ground turkey instead. These meatballs are flavor packed, so delicious, and super tender. You're gonna kick it off by cutting into half of a yellow onion. Now for these meatballs, it's gonna be pretty important that your onion is very finely chopped, pretty much down to a mince. So how I do that is when I'm cutting into my onion, I cut my lines really close together going across the face of the onion. Then I come over on the top, cut those lines really thin and close together. And then I almost shave the face of the onion as I'm cutting in and cutting in the opposite direction over the top. Now you'll only have to run your knife through the onion just a couple more times and there's your mince. We're also gonna get into 3 cloves of garlic, just mince that up. And then you're gonna chop up 2 tablespoons of fresh Italian parsley. Mincing the onion and the garlic fine is really actually important for 2 reasons. 1, it helps that onion and garlic to fully cook through in the allotted time in the oven. And 2, the kids can't really see them. And if you want more family-friendly meals for the dinner table, be sure you check out my kid-friendly recipes playlist next. Now we're moving on to the breadcrumbs. You're gonna add 1/3 cup of Italian breadcrumbs, then you'll add in 1/3 cup of milk, and you're gonna whisk those ingredients together. The whole purpose of the breadcrumb mixture here is to make sure that our turkey meatballs bake up moist and stay super tender. To the breadcrumb mixture, you're gonna add in your minced onion and garlic as well as that parsley. Then you'll also add in 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 1 large egg, 1½ teaspoon of kosher salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper. Use a fork to mix those ingredients together until everything's looking well combined, and then we're gonna bring in the turkey. For this recipe, you'll need 2 pounds of ground turkey. You can use 80-20 turkey or you can use 90-10. The higher the fat content in your turkey, the juicier your turkey meatballs will be. Add that turkey right into your mix, remove your jewelry, and get in there with your hands and really gently combine the ingredients. When it comes to baking meatballs in the oven, you want to make sure that you use a rimmed baking sheet. This way it'll catch any grease or fat that spills out of the meatballs as they're baking. You also definitely want to line the pan with non-stick aluminum foil. This makes for easy release and make sure that your meatballs stay totally intact when it comes time to remove them. So your pan's ready, and now we're gonna scoop some meatballs. When it comes to the size of the meatball, you have options. My kids love big, giant meatballs. So for great big meatballs, I actually use my ice cream scoop, which holds about 1/4 cup. And then for smaller meatballs, I'll use a medium-sized cookie scoop, which holds right under 2 tablespoons. Now the reason I like to use a scoop is because that lever makes it so easy to release the meatballs onto the pan. Once your meatballs are on the pan and in place, you're gonna take it over to the sink and you're gonna run some water over your hands just to get them a little bit damp. You don't want them sopping wet, but you will need damp hands in order to roll your turkey meatballs without the turkey sticking to your fingers. Grab yourself a meatball and with cupped hands, roll it around for about 10 seconds. You'll probably make it about 4 to 5 meatballs until you need to take it back over to the sink and give your hands one more rinse. Make sure that you're leaving a little bit of space in between each meatball. You want hot air to be able to circulate over the top and around the sides of the meatballs. Once you've got all your meatballs on the pan, we're gonna help them brown even better by spritzing them with some non-stick cooking spray. The spritz of cooking oil isn't 100% necessary, but it will help your meatballs to brown up extra gorgeous. Take your meatballs over to a 400-degree preheated oven, and for a larger meatball, you're gonna bake for about 35 minutes, and for a smaller meatball, you're gonna bake anywhere from 28 to 30 minutes. You just wanna make sure that the internal temperature registers at 165 degrees Fahrenheit. You can serve your turkey meatballs as is. You can serve them with a quick marinara sauce, just like the one that we made with our air fryer pizzas, or you could serve them with mashed potatoes and green beans for a comforting, family-friendly meal.